Good Morning Liberty.
Well, what is up, all of our liberty-loving friends? This is another fantastic episode of Good Morning Liberty. My name is Nate Thurston, and across from me is Mr. Charles Chuck Thompson. How's it going today, Chuck?
Well, it's another day in paradise.
It is? Yeah.
But it's I'm a little more black-pilled today than I was yesterday.
That's not good. You were so positive yesterday about everything.
I'm still positive, just, today's...
Just less.
Yeah.
Less positive.
But I'm happy because it's Dumb Bleep of the Week, so...
Is that why it's less positive? I mean, can you really be very positive when we're talking about the kind of dumb stuff we're going to talk about? Really?
If you look at it as entertainment value...
It is
then,
entertaining.
Then it makes you... It just makes you laugh. When you laugh, it releases some positive hormones.
Makes you feel good.
And then you're like, and then you can be like, well, at least I'm not that dumb.
That's true. That's true.
That's
a
positive.
It's Good Morning Liberty. We talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaning every single day of the week. When we want to, smash follow, subscribe, tell a friend, the family member, leave a rating and review, and interact with us on X. The engagement rate is the most important thing for the algorithm, so find a post that you like and like it. If you don't like it, then screw off. We don't care about you anyway. Do all of those things. Find us on X. Today is Friday, which means it's Dumb Bleep of the Week, something that we randomly made up like 4 years ago and have been doing it ever since. That is where we find the dumbest things that happened in politics over the last week. Generally about 10 things is what we narrow it down to. Today was very tough. I had a lot of really good stuff that I couldn't let in today. A couple things that we could do full episodes on. That I'm just going to keep the tabs open here on the computer. We'll talk about them next week because they deserve way more than the 3 minutes that each one of these dumb bleeps ends up getting. So we had a lot of stuff, but keep throwing in submissions. The people in the live group, the Fed Haters Club, they throw in submissions, and then they get to vote for which one of them is, in fact, the dumbest. Charlie, do you understand the rules?
No, but I don't think it matters.
All right, they do not matter. The points are made up. So let's get going here with Dumb Bleep of the Week. First thing, I want to start off with a couple fun things, and we're going to start off with WNBA. Now, I saw this thing going around that Angel Reese had been quoted as saying we should be getting paid like NBA players. And she needs to be careful there, just so you know, because if you get paid, if she means like we should be getting paid based on our worth, then they owe the NBA quite a lot of money, and they'll be working for free. But there is a video here. I guess she has a podcast or someone has a podcast. I don't know which one of these two people even she is. That's not her. I guess she's the other one in the video.
Are you saying that there should be like some kind of background check for microphones?
What?
Are you saying they shouldn't just give everyone a microphone?
I think that maybe no, because it gives us good entertainment value.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah.
It gives us something
like
to
The
talk
View,
about.
It's good The View has a show.
And so we're going to play this little clip from the show and just see. Now, they're upset because WNBA players don't get paid a lot of money. Okay, and so they might be holding out here for some better contracts. It's time to get some more money.
We all did it.
Yeah, the CBA is coming up. I can't wait.
Girl, y'all benefited.
They're saying CBA, which is the collective bargaining thing coming up. So they're going to be, renegotiating that sometime.
From everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
Of course.
Everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we got to get paid for consequences. Damn, we got to get it up.
Y'all got to do something. Y'all got to do something.
But the women coming in, not this year, but next year. Because the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones the year after, they're going to get more. They probably going to be making more than us.
No, they are.
I'm hurt.
They are. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sit out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. They could sit out and
and then no one would watch still.
Yeah. Technically, there would be more profit if they just sat out. That would be much better.
For the NBA.
Yeah, for the NBA. Because they're
the
subsidized.
NBA would lose less money.
The WNBA has never made money. They've never made a profit in their entire history. They lose money every single year. They get I don't know, it's like $40 million or something from the NBA.
They did have a decent boost from Caitlin Clark.
They got a boost from Caitlin Clark, and
so the NBA lost a little bit less money.
Maybe this girl too. She seems to be popular as well. I don't know. I
still don't know which is which. By the way,
I think the one in the hoodie, I'm pretty sure is Angel Reese. I think.
But then the podcast name, if you look at the TV, doesn't it say something about Angel?
I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
Unapologetically Angel. And she
does
looks
anybody
more like
know which one is Angel?
Can someone in the live group tell us who's who?
This is how much we know.
This is very important stuff.
Yeah.
So the funny part about this, and she talks about they deserve more. And tell me, please, how you deserve more. Like, your league loses money. Okay. Now, maybe there could be individual players who do deserve more than the other players, for sure, who should honestly be paying to work there. But there's a few who sell tickets, like Caitlin Clark probably deserves more, like $1 million a year or something like that, since that's why all the people are coming to watch actually, that's probably still too much. She probably deserves like $150K or something like that, you know. You want to keep it below $150K so you don't pay any taxes under that new Trump tax plan, you know. But yeah, just the ridiculous, for them to get paid more, that just means that they would have to get more money from the NBA. It's not coming in from the ticket sales. They would literally have to come up with a deal where the NBA took more money from the men to give it to them, for them to get paid more money. It's hilarious.
It's not like the market doesn't have problems paying people. As you see all the sponsorships this woman has on her show, clearly she's some drink, and then that's a Sephora bag right there. So it looks like this podcast is being paid.
This may be a Converse shoe back there.
Yeah,
possibly. I believe. You got those is that the Olipop or whatever, carbonated waters, I think, or sodas, I guess. I can't remember what those are.
Like
so she's getting paid.
Yeah.
She's getting some money. Okay.
It looks like they've hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube there with that little plaque.
That's good.
So,
good for them.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them. All right. Well, that's enough. Stop
it looks
complaining.
like the market is able to pay you if you're providing some type of value.
Yeah.
So whoever...
And she's apparently more valuable as a podcast host.
Yes.
than she is as a lady NBA player.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to...
And it's fine nowadays. You know, there's nothing wrong with lady basketball.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just
the only problem is no one wants to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And look, blame women. This is where I think Bill Burr's correct.
Yeah.
This is women. You could correct this.
They just need to watch what they claim to care about.
Exactly.
They don't care about it.
Get season tickets to your local WNBA team, and
they don't even have to get even if they just all watched. You know, it'd be fine.
They get bigger TV contracts.
Yeah, more TV contracts, bigger contracts, but they don't care because it sucks.
The ladies in the live group are saying hard pass.
Yeah, because it's boring. Who cares?
Yep.
Anyhow. Okay, let's go to Dumb Bleep number 2. Did you see this thing with this track runner who hit the other one over the head with a baton? It's crazy.
Which isn't the craziest part. It's her interview afterwards.
No, it's her claiming that it was an accident.
Yes.
When you can clearly see. So Colin Rugg
Unless
says...
this video is a deep fake.
It's ridiculous. Let's just go to the tape and see what happened here. And let's hear from her. Of course, now she is the victim. Okay, that's the crazy part. And the fact that you can sit there and cry and be a victim after you clearly hit someone over the head during a track meet and now make yourself into a victim is just gross to me.
This morning, Alayla Everett, the track star at the center of that viral video showing her appearing to hit another runner in the head with the baton, is speaking out.
I would never do that on purpose. That's not in my character.
Everett says the incident is a complete misunderstanding, pointing to another angle of the race as proof.
The baton was literally, like, her arm was literally hitting the baton like this until she got a little ahead and my arm got stuck like this.
In the video, Everett is seen on the inside track running the 4x200 relay at the Virginia State High School League Championships when junior Kaylin Tucker came around the outside on the corner.
That's when she hit me with the baton.
You can clearly see in the video she's hitting the other girl with it.
Rears back.
Championships when junior Kaylin Tucker came around the outside on the corner.
That's when she hit me with the baton. I just felt a bang on my head, and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head. She was later diagnosed with a concussion.
Now, since the incident, the Everett family has been served with court papers and must appear before a judge. The athletic director for Alayla's high school has since apologized to the Tucker family on their behalf. Guys?
All right.
I believe she did get charged with something, I'm pretty sure.
Assault?
Yeah, assault or something like that.
With a deadly baton?
Yeah, that's it. That was the exact verbiage, I believe.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple really gross things about it, and what really pushed it over the dumb threshold for me. It's one thing for this kid, this high school runner, to be lying about something that she did, you know, but then like her parents sitting there with her too, and like, you've got clear video evidence that she reared back and hit the girl in the head with the baton. It's just clear that she did that. And the fact that you can just double down and triple down and cry and all that, and then her parents supporting her too, that this ability to just flat out lie about that and make yourself into a victim.
Well, it's not a lie, Nate. It's just her truth.
It's her truth.
And see, this is the problem with something like that, is that we have a culture where you can just make up any truth that you want and gaslight people into thinking that what they saw with their own eyes didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Here's another angle here with her talking.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Oh.
They're going off of one angle. A couple times hitting her in my...
All right, so the one girl got hit in the head, but she
She's
has
physically
she has
hurt.
feelings. No one's thinking about her mental. Have you thought about her mental?
No.
Okay.
No, you hit someone. Like, you're the aggressor. Okay?
Okay.
Like, the problem with your mental is the fact that you're lying.
Yeah, there's something wrong
How about
with your
you just
mental.
take accountability?
That's
Be
why
like,
it
you know
happened.
what? I got angry. She passed me. I thought that I could get away with, a little light touch. It ended up being something more serious. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And everyone would love you if you
Yeah.
did that. But instead, you're trying to convince people that this isn't in your character.
It's not going to work.
Clearly, it's in your character. We just saw it happen.
Yeah. You know why people are saying it? Because they're racist.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
That's the problem. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
And then to be the victim, like, oh, you're not thinking about my mental health. This kind of stuff makes me even angrier just because, like, I have dealt with some, personal issues in this type of realm where the person
Dealing with people like her.
Yes.
Yeah.
The person doing something, then somehow becomes the victim because you caught them doing that thing.
Yeah, because you called them out for doing the thing.
And you called them out for it, and then somehow you're the bad person because you're not thinking about their mental state. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's generally the correct answer.
There we go.
Right there. Here's a funny story. Some of these, kind of out of the ordinary for dumb bleeps. We typically talk about a lot of random economics and politics and stuff, but I wanted to do some more cultural stuff and then make fun of this. In Brazil, they're going to be having one of their climate summits in Brazil. When everyone gets together, they fly in their planes out there and they talk about how dangerous climate change is and all that.
Yeah.
Well, to prepare for the climate summit, it's kind of funny. They're cutting down a ton of the Amazon rainforest to make a highway to get to the place where they're having the climate summit.
This can't be real. This isn't real.
So you can see here.
Is this real?
This is real. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Here I guess there's no sound on this video. You see the area through the forest that they're clearing. So you got to have a place for people to meet and talk about how dangerous climate change is and deforestation. Yeah, that's one of the big problems that we have out there. So it's pretty funny. The development is part of a broader infrastructure project, including new hotels, port redevelopment, and airport expansion, funded by over $81 million from the Brazilian government to accommodate more than 50,000 summit attendees in November of 2025. The highway, first proposed over a decade ago, was delayed due to environmental concerns.
Like taking down part of the Amazon rainforest.
It was delayed because of environmental concerns, but as soon as they went to have a climate summit, they're like, all right, screw it. We got to have the highway.
We need this.
But they did say it's sustainable because it's going to have wildlife crossings. It's going to have bike lanes, and it's going to have solar lighting there.
And they're going to replant some of those trees they took down, right?
But the locals are still outraged over the deforestation that's happening. It's like when you're talking about the problem of carbon in the atmosphere, and so you can have a meeting where you guys all just circle jerk each other at your climate summit, and so you take away literal carbon scrubbers so you can drive to the place.
So you can lay down asphalt, which contains oil.
Also heats the area around, traps heat, all kind of stuff.
And you're going to drive cars over it. Which
it couldn't be any more perfect.
That's fine. It's the hypocrisy.
It is the hypocrisy. That's the issue. Okay.
Man, this is a good one.
This is good. This is a funny one.
Good luck to the voters out there.
So I don't think you know the conclusion of this tweet. So I'm going to have you read it, and you're going to be like, okay, this is dumb. But then I want you to know that there is a second part here that really makes it worth it for you.
This is from Rep. Raul
Grijalva, I think.
Grijalva?
Yeah.
President Trump's latest reckless decision to fire thousands of employees at the Department of Education jeopardizes critical student aid programs, weakens protections for students' civil rights, and undermines essential support for students with disabilities. This move severely threatens every child's access to a quality education nationwide.
Quality, it seems a pretty subjective term there.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Seems as if the quality is declining.
It's not good.
Yeah.
No.
Trump and Musk are prioritizing tax cuts for the wealthy over the future of our students. I'm so tired of this talking point. It's selfish and it's illegal. This radical gutting of the department will mean funding cuts for every student. 26 million kids across every school district, rural, suburban, and urban, will lose access to critical funding to help them succeed. That's what it says.
That's important. You want to succeed.
You want to succeed. Yeah.
I got succeed when I was younger.
12 million students will lose access to career and technical education, including pathways to good-paying jobs through apprenticeship programs in trades and STEM careers like gender studies and things like that.
You want to study gender STEMs?
10 million students from low-income families could lose access to higher education. 7.5 million students with individualized education plans, accounting for 15% of all students nationwide, will lose access to special education services.
All right. If you could talk to this guy first, just a response to this tweet, like, what would you say?
First of all, none of that's really going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny part is I wish, okay, well, the way he framed it, this sounds bad, but I wish everything he was saying was true. But it's not.
Right.
They're just rolling that part of the Department of Education into like other functions in the government. Yep. Okay. They're getting rid of the bureaucratic part, but they're still going to be sending money out to schools. They're still going to be financing education.
I have a kid in school with an IEP, with an individualized education plan. Mm-hmm. I have a child who's autistic who has an IEP.
We come from a really poor area.
There was no such thing.
I'm saying we come from a really poor area, and especially like where I'm originally from, probably reliant on a lot of federal money to keep those schools going because there's not enough tax base in those areas to keep the schools going.
There's not even enough students.
No, not really.
Like some of
they
the
just
schools
keep closing down schools.
Some of the schools in our neighbor, I don't even know how they get the money to build the school.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you a story. I lived in this little town called Cypress, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I say town, it's a village. I don't even think there's a gas station there.
No,
there's not. Like 200 or 300 people.
I don't remember there ever being a gas station there.
No, there's not. Okay, but they have a grade school there, K through 8. Okay, and they graduate on average 2 to 4 people.
There's like
from 8th grade.
250 people total in the town.
Yes. Now this school back in 2003, somewhere around that time frame, maybe 2001, got hit by a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
A tornado ripped half of the school, like basically helped the town tear it down.
Mm-hmm. It was God.
Yes. And were they like, hey, there's another school like 10 miles down the road, we should just put those students there, which was what they did for a couple years.
Mm.
But then they rebuilt the school for 4 people.
using your money.
And 30 staff.
Yeah.
For 4 kids. We want to talk about one-on-one education.
So clearly, this Raul Grijalva is an idiot. We know that. No problem there. The problem is he had died several hours before this post was posted on X. He was dead when this tweet was tweeted.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was dead.
That's awful. From the grave. He lies.
He was dead.
From the grave.
Democratic Representative Raul Grijalva dies at 77 after a courageous battle with cancer. And it didn't say scheduled post or whatever on the tweet. It looks like one of his staff members posted this out. It could have been scheduled, I guess, but typically you'll see that it was a scheduled post down there at the bottom. Mm-hmm. It could have been scheduled, or it was just one of his staff members that tweeted this out.
Like, I already typed it up.
Yeah, he's like, well, I already typed this. It's a sunk cost, but fallacy, but I'm still going to do it. And still posted this out. It really just showed me how fake all of this stuff is. Like, this guy didn't post that.
Clearly.
I'm just telling you, he didn't post it.
Yeah.
How much of what these people say is really just stuff that their staff is saying all the time? Some of their crazy-ass staff that they have working there. Some of the community notes are kind of funny. The first one, factually accurate. Rep. Grijalva passed away this morning on Thursday. This post was posted at 3:16 p.m., meaning someone else with access to his account posted this to his X account after he had already, in fact, died. And there's that. Here's a funnier one. This says, no note needed. The representative's death has nothing to do with his opinion.
Oh, God. It's
pretty good stuff.
I don't really like laughing at death.
Pretty good stuff.
But this one,
screw that guy.
This one's interesting.
Oh, that guy sucks. Okay. Let's get into this weird. Like I said, this is different from what we normally talk about. Most of these came from the live group. The caption on this says, Simpsons producer Rick Polizzi forced to demolish his 24-year-old Simpsons-inspired treehouse after the city of LA demanded he permit it like a single-family dwelling. So let's hear him talking about that situation.
I'm Rick Polizzi. We are out here today because the treehouse that I built with a carpenter friend 24 years ago is coming down. The city has started a criminal trial on it, and that trial is on Wednesday, and the city is going to make me pay for court costs, and it's just kind of being a bully. And so I'm taking it down. We're paying for it to get taken down, so they dismiss the charges. I do not want to go to court on Wednesday, so that's why this is all coming down. Been a lot of people, and that's been great to hear how many people it affected. And we're here at Halloween. We did a big Halloween display called Boney Island, and everybody's been coming by, grown-up people saying, I was here when I was 12 and 13, and it's nice to hear. And you have fond memories of the treehouse, and I'm thrilled to hear.
So just so you know, LA just had a massive fire and a whole bunch of homes burned down, and they totally botched that whole thing. Mm-hmm. And but they are getting to what's most important, which is trying to take this guy to criminal court over his treehouse that he had. Let's see. He said he tried to get the right permit, but the city keeps gaslighting him. They say I don't have the right permit, but I've been trying to make the treehouse legal forever. The city's just not having it. Attorney says they secured zoning permits in 2023, but can't get building permits from the Department of Building and Safety. The staff wanted soil reports, structural designs, Americans with Disabilities Act compliance, and all this stuff.
It's
that's
a
just
treehouse.
It's a treehouse. What's more American than a damn treehouse? You know?
What do they need a lift in it? So people,
it's got to be handicap accessible
with disabilities
for the public.
Can get up there
clearly on your private property.
It's been there for 24 years.
Gosh.
Ah.
You know, that it's those kind of things right there. I don't know the guy's politics. It's probably not good, but it's those kind of things right there that will that'll radicalize people.
Creator of The Simpsons? I mean,
oh well, that's true.
Yeah.
but I still just assume, everyone out there.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I don't really know about that. That's the kind of thing that'll radicalize people. So good for them. They're doing our work for us. That's awesome. That's great. That's number 5. How about number 6? Oh, we got we got more Hitler stuff. You remember how Trump is Hitler?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Well,
so is Elon.
Yeah, and Elon.
Competing Hitlers.
Yeah. They did this Tesla showcase at the White House earlier in the week and talked about how great Tesla is and all that kind of stuff. Now, Tesla's taken it pretty hard over the last couple months or so. They've gotten hit pretty hard. To be fair, they lost a ton of value. It was actually all value that they gained after the election. So they're actually still up a little bit since the election itself, but they're down like 50% from their highs before the inauguration. And people have clearly been protesting, burning, destroying property, destroying Tesla chargers, vandalizing dealerships, stuff like that. And they had this get together and he showcased some Teslas. By the way, this is like the most American-made car that there is, percentage-wise. This is like the most American-made car that you can get.
Like made in America.
Made in America.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But anyhow, didn't stop anyone from comparing this to, of course, the only other time that a president had showcased cars from a car manufacturer, which was back when Hitler did it with Volkswagen back in 1938.
Yep.
That was the only other time.
So that's how you know that Trump's Hitler.
Then we got Anonymous out there, which I think is run by a bunch of 10-year-olds. They have a picture of Hitler and the Volkswagens saying someone else did advertisement for cars earlier, like 80 years ago. That's reminiscent of the whole Madison Square Garden Nazi rally thing, There are other cases of presidents doing showcases for car companies at the White House, by the way. In fact, here's one at the White House right here. We've got... Yeah, this is the Jeep one, so that's great.
All right, welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. What we want to do is just show you. It looked like President Biden excited, giddy, as he was running, attempting to run. He was kind of doing a little jog out to this car. Now, one of the things that we've, whenever there's one available, he always likes to test drive our bill 3325. So that is the act to award 4 congressional gold medals to the U.S. Capitol Police.
And so there you go, is Biden driving a Jeep around at the White House.
As Magoo said, Jeep literally sponsored his campaign.
Yeah, and then you've got, he also did a thing before that. Remember that whole EV summit thing that they were doing? He did the same thing here with a Hummer, which I guess that's not the same company. Is that the same? Well, GMC, right? Is that Hummer?
Yeah.
I can't remember. So there he is, getting in a Hummer, driving that around. And then we get to, of course, the absurdity is, Trump does this with an EV company, and
he's Hitler.
Hitler did that 80 years ago.
These people are so dumb.
That's the only comparison that you could possibly make for those things. There's a picture here of police officers standing outside of a Tesla dealership. This person said, "Not sure I've ever seen a more obvious picture to remind us that police exist to protect the property of the ruling class, not the rights of the people."
I forgot where the right of the people to burn and loot and vandalize things lies.
Yeah. I mean, I do want cops to protect private property.
Is that
rights.
the first
it's
and
like
a half?
one of the things I want them to do.
Is that the first and a half amendment?
Yeah, it's Amendment 1.26.
Oh, okay.
Is the one where
you're allowed to vandalize and
burn stuff down.
Yeah,
depending on who's in power at the time.
Like if you burn your neighbor's house down, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
If it's a billionaire,
you can do a billionaire. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
they don't have property rights.
Yeah,
that's one of the lesser known ones. And then we get to this news clip here from MSNBC talking about the Tesla protests, of course.
Well, these Tesla protests seem mostly peaceful.
They're
I've seen.
mostly peaceful protests. Yeah, that's all I've seen. So here they are talking about that.
But then you also overnight have this post claiming that protests at Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label violence against dealerships domestic terrorism. Now, you know I am judicious in how I play this sound, but I think you need to hear it from him.
Mr. President talks about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. Let me tell you, you do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
So just to be clear, you protest a private company, you are labeled by this administration a domestic terrorist. But then you also overnight have this post.
No, just to be clear, if you commit crimes,
you're
going to be held responsible.
So the way they're framing this now, and I've seen other people frame it this way as well, is that he's saying that regular protesting is like domestic terrorism, and what they're doing is they're completely ignoring the fact, of course, I mean, it does remind me of BLM and stuff like that. Yeah, they did the
same thing during BLM. Yeah.
They're ignoring the violent protests, the vandalism, the burning of the cars, the torching of the charging stations, all of that. A lot of vandalism, spray painting swastikas and stuff on people's cars and all that. Lighting the Cybertrucks on fire, all that kind of stuff, which is impressive, honestly, because I don't even know what you light on fire on those things. But somehow they're able to burn up some of them, I guess. So they're doing the BLM thing again, where they just ignore all of the clear violence that has been happening and the destruction of private property that has been happening that is not covered under your right to protest. Like, if you want to stand out there on a public sidewalk outside of the Tesla dealership and hold protest signs and stuff like that, I mean, I guess you got a right to do that. That's fine. But you can't then barge into it and break glass and set stuff on fire and assault people and do all that. And they're just ignoring that part and saying that Trump is basically saying you can't stand outside the dealership on the public sidewalk with a sign protesting or whatever. That's not the case. It's not what's happening. Okay, I think that was the end for Dumb Bleep number 6. This one's funny. Number 7. I'll admit, when I first saw this is a one of those little artistic drawings that you see like in a newspaper or whatever. It's a little meme. Okay, it's a little artsy meme here. And so you've got a couple, I don't want to call them cavemen, because the ones in the background, those Neanderthals, those are like these are sophisticated new men up here. And what they're doing is they're creating a wheel with a little hammer here. All right, so there's two guys there. They're making a wheel, inventing a wheel right now. And at the bottom it says, we'll have to stop research now that the Neanderthals are back in charge. The implication being that these people would have prevented the invention of the wheel, which of course was done by a government commission who had taxed people and told them to go invent something. That's not the case at all. In fact, most of the major inventions over the last couple centuries have not come from government bureaus, Charlie. Okay? I heard someone say that one time. I don't know who it was. The funny part about this is when people come alive and they take it and they put their own words at the bottom of it.
The right words.
So, yeah, the actual words. So if you're just listening, what you got here are two guys inventing a wheel and three guys in the background holding baseball bats that are there to stop them from inventing this wheel. At the bottom, it says we'll have to stop research now that the Neanderthals are back in charge. And then people make new ones. It's awesome. Now the three guys in the back have different color hair.
Pink, blue, and green.
Pink, blue, purple. Green, purple hair. And it
tattoos.
says...
I just saw the tattoos.
It says, oh, yeah. It says, they said we can't keep going unless we tell them how it will specifically help disabled, genderqueer, BIPOC immigrants. Here's another one that says, they say we need a license to hammer stone, so they're here to arrest us. All right, that's a good one. This one says, they said you need to break it in half to give to those without wheels.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good one. And here's another one says, they said they're from the EPA and we can't do any more research until we do a 36-month study on how the sounds of your hammer strikes will affect Pangaean small wing moths.
All while paying $1,000 a day fine.
Yes. So that's good.
Oh.
That's good stuff. Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh God. Now we made it to number 8, which is that clip from Love is Blind.
Oh, this is so good.
You probably saw this clip going around from this show. This is a show that people watch, I guess. They watch this for entertainment.
On Netflix.
Okay.
Yep.
And so people watch this show for entertainment value, I guess.
It's called Love is
time.
Blind. If you don't know what it's about, they start out in pods. You can't see the person.
This is one of your shows, huh?
No, I saw I think like part of the first season.
Okay.
And they're in pods. You can't see the person. It's supposed to be like Love is Blind. It's just supposed to be like,
gotcha.
And you go to different pods and you date by just having conversations.
You never see the person.
You don't see the person until you decide you want to be with that person.
Okay.
And then that's when you first see them. So
I'll kind of skip the middle part where it's just a bunch of drama, although it does help the ending.
Just play it.
Sounds so much more dumb.
Just play it. It gets fun, really funny.
I love you so much.
And now they're at decision day, like they're at the altar.
The same wavelength.
So do they not make the decision until they get to the altar? Is that when you get the decision?
So when you
Sorry, I need more info on this.
When you decide your person, then when you meet, you propose. So it's kind of like 90 Day Fiance meets Blind People Love or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like once you pick your person, then when you actually physically see each other, you propose and you plan the wedding.
Just so everyone knows,
then basically they do the wedding.
Okay.
And then you decide whether
really
or not
get married?
you want to stay married or not. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, I think TV shows like this represent the downfall of society. And culture and society.
We should go back to arranged marriages, is what you're saying.
She can't. Everyone's mouths are open. They're shocked.
I'm sorry, but I don't want that to be misunderstood. I still love you, and everything about you is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I care about you so much.
I care about you too. I love you so much. And I know I want to stay with you and keep growing our relationship if you'll let me.
We'll see. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Okay.
Awkward.
I love you. I love you so much. I know that the connection we have is so real, and my heart is there. But we talked about a lot of the values that I hold so close to my heart. Making this decision, my mind is telling me I can't.
Now pause there. Okay, like look, when you're dating someone and you're like, you're falling in love with them, you got all these, hormones and emotions raging or whatever. And then you if your values don't align,
no, I mean
that all seems relatively reasonable.
To be fair, I support them not getting married for multiple reasons.
Yes,
but values being one of them. I think it's very. I think that your political beliefs say who you are as a person and your ability to reason, your ability to rationalize. And your actual values. Like you have to be okay with lying to have other political beliefs, in my opinion.
Let's see what these values are.
Yeah. We're gonna get.
You guys, really, I'm okay. I'm excited about Ben, and I'm just like, he's such a great person. I just like.
Now pause real quick. Hurry. Now, okay, remember, she said at the altar, I love everything about you.
Yeah.
Like basically you're perfect, but I can. And in the car, she's telling her mom and sister, it looks like he's such a great guy. He's like
really good guy.
What a perfect guy. But then she'll let you know what the problems are here. And this is the best part.
What? I just hope I made the right decision.
Hi guys.
Oh my goodness.
Love you.
We love you.
It was a lot, but we're rolling with it. I just want to talk to her. Yeah.
Was it like the time frame?
I mean, I knew the whole time coming into this, the time frame, like that's not, like I feel like I know him. Like really.
Yeah.
Like I remember Like, I asked him about, like, Black Lives Matter, and I'm no expert. But, like, when I asked him about it, he was like, I guess I never really thought too much about it. That affected me, especially in our own city. Like, how could it not? How did it not make you think about something? I asked him, too, like, what his church's views are, and he said he didn't know. And so then I watched a sermon online.
From his church?
About, sexual identity.
Okay.
And it was traditional. So I told that to Ben. And that's not it. He doesn't really have much to say about it, you know? I want him to think about that stuff. Sometimes I did wonder if it was surface, fun, carefree love that we had. Equality, religion, the vaccine.
I love that they ended it right there.
The vaccine, click. You know, traditional gender roles.
Yeah.
You know, like, he just wasn't. The values didn't align, which is true, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I do support them not getting married.
They
shouldn't.
This guy is not noticing the red flags. He should be the one on the altar being like, I don't want to continue.
Yeah.
Because, that's the actual
he lucked
problem.
out.
Yeah.
He needs to watch this and realize that he lucked out.
This is when the trash takes itself out.
Yep. There you go. Problem solved. Okay, let's go rapid fire through some cringy Democrats real quick. This one we'll just make fun of Jasmine Crockett, as we are obligated to do on each Dumb Bleep of the Week episode, I believe, because she said something really dumb. You almost don't think about it, but it is kind of funny.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated, because they really want our...
The funny part to this clip, which someone listening is like, okay, what was that? She emphasized the word illegally when she said it. Like, she said it slower and enunciated the word illegally and did not connect the fact that she said it's not a criminal violation to do this illegally.
It's not a crime to commit a crime.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's not a crime to do something illegal.
Yeah.
Just boil it down to that. It is not a crime to do something illegal.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime.
Okay. So, like I said, rapid fire on cringy Democrats. This is Rosa DeLauro, Representative Rosa DeLauro. She is the old lady with purple hair, if you're listening, not watching right now. So, to be fair, upfront and honest, it says she let her Gen Z staff write the script for this video. And that's fine, whatever. But I just have to question whether or not these people have ever met real people
Magoo
in their
said
lives.
that this rep is the villain in every Disney movie from his childhood.
She's awful. Like, it's one thing to say, like, okay, that's funny. But I just question whether or not these people have ever met real people in real life, because Democrats are continuing to do this thing. We talked about it last week. They're trying to relate with people. What they found was that Trump and Republicans have just done a better job relating to the commoner, to the working man, to those people. And they just haven't been able to do it. They come off as these fake people with no principles who are just out for their own power and money, and they've never been to rural America. They've never met a real person in their lives, and they're out to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's listen to this.
Yo, this is the Ranking Rizzler on appropriations, serving Connecticut's 3rd District. It's time to enter your dark academia Congress era. All right, besties, House appropriation is the money moves in Congress. We are not chasing the bag, we are the bag. Democrats are making life smoother through government funding. It's giving, it's giving. So Sigma, main character energy. But Republicans' Project 2025 is mad sus. Eliminating the Department of Education? Negative aura points. Basically, the biggest phantom tax on the environment, on your education, and your rights. Big L posting it online, buddy. Democrats understood the assignment, but go off. See how I keep you informed? Very cutesy, very demure.
Cringe.
That was tough. That was tough. I'm actually mad at the people who sent that over. Whoever it was that posted that in the group, I'm mad. Here we go. Here's a nice. I think these are all like staffers and stuff, but they're just relating. You know, they're just doing this TikTok dance here. You got to do a tick. That's what brought us out of COVID.
For the people.
Were the dances. And so if you want to bring us out of this super negative time, you just need more dance videos. Here's one.
Of a hostile government takeover. I want to talk about it, but I'll be late for work. And if you say, wait a minute, do we have to stop this? We have one, but she didn't want that lady in office. Hostile government takeover.
Okay.
Now they're singing a song about hostile government takeover.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
Huh.
We also have Rosie O'Donnell moving to Ireland.
Ireland.
This is a 7-minute video, so we're not going to play that video of her. But I just the idea that you're going to pick up. Now they did take a 12-year-old daughter with them. Like you just take her out of the country. You just move out because of what? Like what's Trump going to do that's going to affect her life? Lower her taxes? Like what's he gonna do that she's actually really worried about, you know? But that's fine if these people want to self-deport.
Great.
Sure.
I don't think that's dumb.
I'm fine with the commies getting out of here. You know, we talked about that kid getting deported on the green card because of the terrorism thing, you know, the Hamas thing. I'd be way closer to supporting that if they were deporting commies. For sure. That'd be like that's a real danger to society right there.
Or if commies just took themselves out, that'd be great. Yeah. So she's going to the place of free speech, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy. Clay is happy. I miss my other kids. I miss my friends. I miss many things about life there at home. And I'm trying to find a home here in this beautiful country. And when, you know, it is safe for all citizens to have equal rights there in America, that's when we will consider coming back.
What is she talking about? I think she moved to Ireland for the lower corporate tax rates.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the high tax environment here in America.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Okay, let's move on to number 10. Pope Francis, still alive. No comment on the matter. What did he say, Charlie?
All right, he said, our societies are too enslaved to market logic, and everything risks being subject to self-interest and the quest for profit. Volunteering is prophecy and a sign of hope because it bears witness to the primacy of gratuitousness, solidarity, and service to those most in need. Now, did he send this from the grave too? Like,
I don't
like
know.
Representative
It was maybe a scheduled tweet.
Yeah.
I really just summed this up with a really good Ayn Rand quote. She said, if concern with poverty and human suffering were the collectivist motive, they would have become champions of capitalism long ago. And I think that sums it up really well. He talks about being enslaved to market logic. Like this market logic, this free market has lifted more people out of poverty, has decreased human suffering. If that's what you care about.
The data are in.
Yes. We got the data.
It's there.
The datas are there. And the free markets, free trade, all this stuff, allowing people to voluntarily transact with one another has brought more human beings out of suffering than anything else in the history of the entire world.
And also studies lead to the more economically free people are, the more they start to care about things like volunteering and donating.
You can't give to charity if you don't have any extra money.
Yeah.
You know, you can't volunteer if you have to
search for water.
You have to, I was going to say farm in the field outside your house so you can get food to keep your family alive. You're not going to be volunteering a lot after that.
Right.
You know, same thing. So really they just really hate capitalism. They hate rich people. And that hatred clouds your ability to notice that the markets have made life better for everyone. Someone responded to one of the things I posted saying capitalism creates poverty. I'm like, I'm not even sure this person would understand the words that I use to respond to them on this thing, okay?
So
Can we get it out front that you're retarded? Okay, we know that. Now, let me slow it down for you. Yeah, capitalism, the natural state of human beings is poverty. Capitalism is the way that you escape poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Are people impoverished in capitalist societies? Yeah, sure they are. They are.
According to what standard, though? I mean,
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Like,
true as well.
The poverty line in America puts you like still in almost the top 1% of the world.
It makes you pretty well off in most of the world.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, let's move on because we're getting long in the teeth right here. And of course, I had to save this one for last. We have talked about it a couple times this week already. But we know there was a feud between President Trump and Thomas Massie over the week because Thomas Massie did not want to vote for the House CR that continued the current spending levels that we're at right now, the Joe Biden spending levels, as they will call it. He did not want to do that. And not only did Trump post once, he posted twice, he posted 3 times about Massie. And we can read some of that, starting where he talks about it. Go ahead, Charlie, like at Congressman Thomas Massie here.
All right, Congressman Thomas Massie of beautiful Kentucky is an automatic no vote on just about everything, despite the fact that he has always voted for continuing resolutions in the past. This isn't true. Thomas Massie clarified that. He should be primaried, and I will lead the charge against him. He's just another grandstander who's too much trouble and not worth the fight. He reminds me of Liz Cheney.
God.
Before her historic record-breaking fall. Loss. The people of Kentucky won't stand for it. Just watch. Do I have any takers?
Okay, there we go. There's that one. Then he also says this.
Congressman Thomas Massie voted to delay the debt ceiling bill from the Biden administration to the Trump administration from September before the election to June after the election without getting anything for this horrendously stupid move when Republicans could have gotten everything they wanted. He additionally voted to delay the current budget disaster from the Biden administration to the Trump administration. I was running for office at the time, doing my thing, and when I heard about this, it was, quite simply, hard to believe. A catastrophic mistake. Now, and virtually on every other vote, he's a very simple no. He can't even approve a continuing resolution when he approved them many times during his career as a quote-unquote congressman.
Congressman. He keeps saying that. It's in quotes.
He's a virtual congressman.
Yeah. Not
Thomas
really
Massie is a grandstander. We've already talked about that.
So there's a couple times, well, we'll read this one too. So Massie can vote for debt ceiling and budget to be put into the Trump administration, making them both the Republicans' problem and responsibility, but can't give us a simple continuing resolution vote, allowing us the time necessary to come up with a great, big, beautiful bill. Republicans only no vote. Grandstander. Now, first off, Massie doesn't even support the great big beautiful bill either. Massie wants them to be voted on in 12 separate bills. He's been talking about this several times.
As they're supposed to, by the way.
That was one of the reasons that they ousted Kevin McCarthy, was because they were supposed to do things in separate spending bills. In fact, the thing that Massie voted for under Kevin McCarthy said that they were going to break things out into separate spending bills, and then they decided not to do that. And Thomas Massie responded to one of these saying, this tweet from Trump's account is very misleading. Now, he said that in a smart way. He said this tweet from Trump's account is very misleading. He didn't say Trump is wrong. Trump is lying to you. Trump got this one wrong. He purposefully allowed for some blame to be placed on like a staffer who is tweeting this from Trump's account, probably an APAC worker that is tweeting this, sending this out from Trump's account. He said, very misleading. I never voted for a CR that became law. I did vote for a CR under McCarthy that included an 8% cut to all discretionary spending, but unfortunately that CR did not become law. Do research and you'll find I've been consistent. So the one that he voted for had an 8% cut to all of the discretionary spending in it. Of course, it did not get passed. But of course, Massie voted for an 8% cut in all the discretionary spending.
Of course.
But it didn't pass anyway. So that's interesting.
I've seen some people talk about how what the Republicans are trying to do is continue the resolution. And what that's going to do is basically all of this money that Doge is saving, like it's not going to be spent. So then they'll have it that they can either put towards the debt or send out in stimmy checks or both. So
I don't think they do stimmy checks, but
well, anyway, my response to that was like, okay, so you're taking out another credit card. You're just continuing the credit card to potentially pay off some of another credit card and then also just continue the spending and get us further in the hole. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is just cut the fucking spending.
Yeah.
Stop spending the money. We don't have it.
Their argument is there's two decent arguments here from them, neither of which I think should compel Thomas Massie to vote for something, to put his name on something that he doesn't believe in. We should have more people that are like that in Congress, not less. Two arguments are, allegedly, I've seen it mentioned several times that at the end of this CR in September, they'll be able to do the next budget appropriations through reconciliation, which means they will only need 51 votes and not 60 to get past the filibuster threshold of 60. They'll just need 51 votes in the Senate to be able to do it. It's a decent argument. I haven't heard whether or not that's actually true. The other one is that since the CRs are in broad spending categories and not line by line appropriations for specific things, it could allow Trump and Doge or whatever to shift money around or not spend money in certain areas where they don't want to, because it has not been appropriated as a line item by Congress. It's just a broad spending category. And so it might give them more power to not spend money or to spend it in better places. Those are the only two decent arguments I've heard from them. Neither one of those mean that you should feel good putting your name on something that you don't believe in. So that's a good...
Or continuing, Joe Biden's budget.
Trump posted out after it passed the House, big win for Republicans and America tonight. Congratulations to all. Speaker Mike Johnson says, "Thank you, Mr. President. We are united in our mission to deliver the America First agenda, which is continuing the budget that we were spending last year."
Joe Biden.
That's pretty good stuff right there.
What did Massie say to that? I didn't see. Who wants to tell them, by continuing 2024 appropriations into 2025 with a continuing resolution, Congress just locked in a large portion of the Biden agenda for the first 9 months of Trump's presidency.
Yeah. There's that as well. Cat Turd quote tweeted a post from Massie. Massie was quoting an article that was written about him in this, just so you know. And in that, they say Massie was MAGA and Maha before either movement was popular in the GOP. Attacking the nation's debt pile, bureaucracy, intelligence agencies, and imperial foreign policy are all priorities Massie pursued before Trump forced the GOP to care. So he was MAGA before there was MAGA, and that is true. Cat Turd quote tweeted this and said, "I'm Thomas Massie. Every tweet I do is about how wonderful I am. I'm the greatest conservative who ever lived. If you don't believe me, just ask me. I'm an effing legend. Bow to me as I run to the cameras to get a picture of myself." And he says, "Imagine simping for this self-righteous, arrogant, effing dork." Now, who is the guy that Cat Turd loves more than anyone?
Cat Turd.
Well, the answer was Trump.
Oh.
Because he will do anything. If Trump told Cat Turd to kill himself, he would do it. So he loves Trump more than himself. So I just found it to be slightly hypocritical that his critique of Thomas Massie was that Thomas Massie talks about how great he is when his favorite person in the world is Donald Trump, who
talks about how great
might be
he
the
is.
most narcissistic person I've ever heard actually out loud. He's not a covert narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by that.
Grandiose.
He's grandiose.
Yeah.
He does it out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that to be your critique of Massie, calling him self-righteous and arrogant, when your favorite guy in the world is Donald Trump, and we all know how he talks about himself at all times, that doesn't seem to make any sense, in my opinion. And the last part of this is great. MAGA resource. I have a little chuckle every time I see this. Thomas Massie received 278,000 votes in the last election. Donald Trump received 77 million votes in the last election. End of story. But if you look at the congressional district for Thomas Massie, you'll see Thomas Massie received, this says 268,000 votes, and Trump received 177,000 votes, which means Thomas Massie outperformed Donald Trump in Thomas Massie's district, meaning Thomas Massie is more popular than Donald Trump
among his constituents.
Yes. And that's all. I mean, what a stupid comparison to make in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, Thomas Massie's not on a national ballot for election.
Right.
That's a stupid point to try and make. That's something a freaking Democrat would try to do. Josh Eckel would have posted that, and that's the kind of dumb thing that they would post.
That's the only problem with some of these MAGA people. There's no principles.
No,
They just blindly follow. It's what makes it a little cultish.
Shows after a couple of our semi-viral posts this week that we've had about Thomas Massie, there's a cult. It's a real cult. We've talked about it. We've talked about the MAGA cult a lot, and it is a real thing that exists.
Yeah, I'm not rescinding my vote for Trump or anything, but I knew that going in.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that would be our best option. So far, it still is.
It's still been the best option.
Still
for
been
sure.
the best option. We've still gotten a lot of wins, but there are a lot of dumb people.
In
the MAGA movement.
Speaking of a lot of dumb, Charlie, let's get the votes in right now. Number 1 was the WNBA. They need to get paid more. Number 2 was the track attack. Number 3 is the climate summit. Number 4, Raul Grijalva tweeting from the grave. Number 5, the LA Treehouse. Number 6, Trump Hitler with the car thing, Tesla thing. Number 7, that Neanderthals meme. Number 8, the Love is Blind clip. Number 9, the Cringy Democrats and all the people involved in that. There was Rosie, there was Rosa, or whatever her name is with the purple hair. And some cringy stuff. Jasmine Crockett was in there too. Number 10, the Pope's comments. And number 11, Massie versus Trump. Get your votes in.
All right, get your votes in. Go to godhatesfeds.com or join gmail.com to be part of the Fed Haters Club. And go to the links in the show notes that support the sponsors that support this show. Share it around with a friend, a family member, or a foe. And then leave us a rating and review. Pretty please.
Pretty please do it. That's a nice way to ask.
Yeah, pretty please.
It's almost as if you care whether or not they do it.
Wow, I thought this would be a little bit tougher than it was, but it seems as if the votes coming in, there's a clear winner, Massie versus Trump.
And just to be clear, Donald Trump is the dumb bleep of the week. And MAGA...
Let's see if that changes any votes.
MAGA culties.
No, we're getting more.
Yeah, if I were to tell you that the dumb bleep is Donald Trump and MAGA cultists, would you remove your vote if you do not agree with that? The votes are staying the same right now. That means Trump and the MAGA cult is dumb bleep winner. Who says we aren't fair and balanced?
Exactly.
There we go.
All right, y'all. Well, if you enjoyed today's show, as I'm sure you did, this is still the most popular show we do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't know why we just don't change the podcast to dumb bleeps just every day. For some reason, we still like to get the truth out.
Even Dumb Bleep of the Month is more popular than the other podcast episodes.
I feel like the market's trying to tell us something.
Yeah, they are. We've been ignoring it for a while, but they are telling us. Even when I do the replays of Dumb Bleep of the Week at the end of the year, those are more popular.
God. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw in another day or something. Who knows? You guys just seem to love the entertainment more than just the real truth.
It's when you make a list and you count down things or you vote on stuff and all that. It's a hook. That's all it is. And each thing has risen above. It's the cream of the crop.
When you're learning about like real truth on the issues, that kind of just gets boring.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to dive deep into
Who
something.
wants to? Yeah, unless it's a conspiracy theory. Yeah. And then your mind can be running with
maybe
all these possibilities.
Maybe the market's telling us that they don't want to hear our expanded thoughts on issues. They just want us to say, look, that's dumb. Okay, here's the next thing.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we're not as insightful as we thought we were.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, anyhow.
Conversation for another time that you probably won't listen to. So,
well, we'll do it on a dumb bleep.
But until then, I hope you guys have a good day, a good weekend, and a good morning, Liberty.